So today we're going to look at 7th grade lesson 4.1 over finding unit rate. This is going to be page 2 in your new section over unit 4, unit rates, proportions, and percentages. Now, the goal for today, we have two of them. I can find the unit rate of a situation, and I can compare unit rates to find the better by. So we're going to start by finding unit rates, and then we're going to look at how you can look at unit rates to find something called the better by, and we'll talk about that when we get there. Now you have 4 vocabulary terms. Ratio, you need to know what a ratio is. Ratio is just a relationship between two quantities. Looking at some of your pretests, I can tell that you know what I'm talking about whenever I say ratio. You've seen ratios before. Now a rate is a ratio, but this is where the two terms are measured in different units. So I could say the ratio of students in my morning class to students in my afternoon class is 24 to 26. That's a ratio because in this case they're both students. I can make a rate where I can say I can drive 25 miles in 1 hour at the speed limit. So in that case I'm measuring in two different units, miles and hours. And then a unit rate is where the first quantity relates to one unit of the second type. So it's when that second number is 1. And often you'll see this related as per, using the word per. Per, remember, means for each or for one. And it's also a sign that you divide. And that's how you actually solve for unit rate. So here's example 1. You can go 210 miles in 3 hours. Now, if I want to find the unit rate here, I need to figure out how many miles can I go in 1 hour, or how many hours does it take to go 1 mile. In this case, it makes more sense to do miles per hour. You always want to look to see which one makes more sense. So I have 210 miles, and I'm going to write that in fraction form because remember ratios can be written as fractions. So 210 miles over 3 hours. Well, a fraction bar also means that you divide. So I take 210 divided by 3, and that gives me 70 miles per hour, or 70 miles in 1 hour. That's my unit rate. Let's look at example number 2. Rachel can type 500 words in 20 minutes. Now again, we have to decide which makes more sense, telling the number of words we can type in 1 minute or the number of minutes it takes to type one word. In this case, words in 1 minute is going to make more sense. Those of you who've had me for keyboarding should know this because you've heard words per minute. The number of minutes it takes to type one word would be so small because minutes is so much smaller than words here. So we're going to take words divided by minutes. So I'm going to do 500 words divided by 20 minutes, and that gives me 25 words per minute. So that tells me that it takes her 1 minute, in 1 minute's time, she can type 25 words. So why don't you, let's look at this one. Walmart has apples on sale, 6 apples for $2. So in this case, I can either think of the number of apples for $1, how many apples can I buy for $1, or I can look at the amount of money I pay for 1 apple. This one works both ways, so I'm going to find it both ways. I'm going to start by taking apples divided by the money. So I have 6 apples divided by $2. I can get 3 apples for $1. That makes sense as a unit rate. I can also, alternately, take the $2 divided by 6 apples. Now 2 divided by 6, I can get 33 cents approximately per apple. So for 1 apple, I pay 33 cents. Both of these make sense as a unit rate. Now we can use unit rates to find the better by. And whenever I say better by, what I mean by that is try to figure out which one do you pay less for. If you actually go through and look at prices in Walmart, and I believe Schnucks has this too. I don't know if like Save-A-Lot does this. But I know I've definitely seen it at Walmart. I think I've seen it at Schnucks. You can look at the price per ounce, how much you pay for 1 ounce, and you can compare those prices. So in this case, let's say that you can buy Clorox bleach. You can get a 96 fluid ounce bottle of bleach for $1.79, or you can buy 182 fluid ounces of bleach for $2.12. Now, obviously, you're paying more total for the $2.12 for the 182 fluid ounces. But if you look at the amount that you're paying for 1 ounce, you might find different. So let's look at how much we pay per ounce. And if you notice, the amount, the word per is a clue. I look for miles per hour. That's miles divided by hours. Words per minute. Words divided by minutes. Apples for $1. Apples divided by dollars. Amount per apple. I take the money divided by apples. Okay, that word that comes after per, that's always the amount that I divide by. So if I want to find the cost per ounce, and if you're dealing with money, cost per something is generally what you're going to look at. I'm going to take the cost, in this case $1.79, divided by 96. So $1.79 divided by 96 fluid ounces, that gives me 0.0186 per fluid ounce. So just over, or just under 2 cents per fluid ounce. Now I'm going to look at the second one. So it's 182 fluid ounces of bleach for $2.12. I want to look at the cost per ounce. So I take 212 divided by 182, and that gives me $0.0116. Which one is cheaper? In this case, it's the 0.116 per fluid ounce. So we actually pay less for the per fluid ounce. So we pay less for 1 fluid ounce, here in the 182 fluid ounce bottle. So we're paying more total, but the cost per fluid ounce is actually lower. And so this is the better buy, this one right here. And so that is how we determine better buy. Now let's highlight that. There we go. So there's my better buy. Now we'll work on this for over the next 2 days. So you have 2 days to kind of work on this. It's a pretty simple concept. Hopefully you understand it. And then after that, we'll move on. If you have any questions, come prepared tomorrow.